I've dedicated my book to King Cetshwayo and King Dinuzulu, who tried to keep the Zulu nation together. My people were not in a position to write my history. We've got a sanitized version of the history because they were the victors. They had the pen. That our children need to grow up knowing. Our grandchildren need to know that they come from a rich heritage. They come from an heritage of strong people. They come from a heritage that respected human beings, that respected humanity. They need to know that. So I grew up away, but never in my wildest of dreams did I think that I come from a history where my own grandmother suffered at the hands of white people. I often say, if my sister knew what she was doing by telling me the story, I think she would have shut up. She used to say, I wasn't raised on Little Red Riding Hood like you were, in the city. She says, I was told about the red coats, how our grandmother and her mother used to sit in the cave. Sometimes we would be scared that we'd be killed by snakes. Sometimes would hear hoofs on top of the cave, fearing that maybe the redcoats are sniffing us out. Like I say, you have to understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I'm this child who grew up seeing it all. Saw Sofia Town being moved, saw the trucks taking people away, saw Father Huddleston. To me, Father Huddleston is someone I read in books. It's someone I spoke to, someone I saw, someone who gave me sweets as a child. I saw Lutuli coming to address people in Sofia Town. I saw people in the township on Wednesday going to ANC meetings, and I still have Aida Mtwana's voice ringing in my head. One of the ANC women coming from the meeting singing, Senzeni na. So I've seen it all. And I've been a journalist. I've seen so much pain as an African. I saw a woman lose 3 sons one night being attacked at Mzimhlope. I've seen ANC cadres who have come back and been shot by the police. I've seen black children in the townships being shot at. I've seen it all, but I had never heard of my grandmother's story. I never knew that someone so close to me had experienced so much pain. It was an affront on me. I took it personally. And yet what could I do about it? Nothing. We're talking a period in the Zulu nation when people had plenty. There was lots of land. They could plow. They had animals. They had goats. They had chicken. They had cows. There was plenty. Those who didn't have, old ladies without husbands who didn't have milk, people would give them food. So we talk of an era where there was no starvation. And the community was united. There were no churches. They believed in their ancestors. They worshipped their ancestors. It was a golden era for them. One by one, they see the tents. And on the other hand, Shepston is now giving Cetshwayo ultimatums. But being a journalist, I thought about it. Cetshwayo was not about to do that. Hand over his general to Shepston. Who is Shepston? So there was that tug of war between Cetshwayo and Shepston. Cetshwayo knew that on his shoulders he was carrying the Zulu nation. And he also saw the arrival of white people as prophecy, Shaka's prophecy. And he tried to stave that. He tried to say, I'm going to fight tooth and nail that these people mustn't take our land. So when the Zulus realized that there were more white people now settling, Cetshwayo realized that no, they were about to be attacked. And he started telling the people to go and hide in the mountains and called all the men to Ulundi. They come down from the mountain. They see my great-grandfather's arsenal, in a pouch. My great-grandmother knew that her husband was dead. It was early in the morning. Women were crying. And when they get out of the cave and they see these women walking about with their bundles of lifetime possessions, and the women are crying, "Oh, uphelile uZulu, sizokwenza njani? The Zulu nation is finished. What are we going to do?" They are homeless. They don't know where to go. And as they reach the plateau, they are greeted by bodies. Bodies are lying all over the shore. There is a stench, the flies are at it. There is just mayhem. I don't know if I can forgive the English. You know what I cannot stand about the English is the hypocrisy. That now their hands are clean. Now the bad people are the boss. That is what I can't take with them. My grandmother had now converted, and her conversion was a traumatic affair. She was even christened Margaret. So my mother's family was very political. I locate Biko in the whole structure of African people. Black men, you're on your own. That's where I locate him. I locate him in, if you're uneducated, do something about it. If you don't know something, find out about it. Learn. Get out of your sorry state. Well, the sun has set on the British Isles. There are nobodies now. The people that I should be angry about or with, they're all gone. They're dead. I see myself as a South African. Yes, I've got this Zulu heritage. I'm a South African. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I just wish to restore the pride and dignity of Africans. Restore the pride and dignity of Africans in terms of knowing that they come from a great people. People who are proud of who they are.